So you want to go to University of Massachusetts Amherst? Well, I am here to help you do it. My name is Craig Meister. I'm a college admissions coach. You can learn more about me at my website, collegemeister.com. UMass Amherst is a public university in the state of Massachusetts. It's always in demand. And it's a school that really is in an interesting neighborhood, of course, because being in Amherst means that there are a number of other small colleges nearby, most notably Amherst College, that really mix it up a little bit in terms of the diversity of students that you find in and around Amherst, Massachusetts. But today we're going to talk about how to get into this big state school, and let's dive right in with my tip number one. Tip number one, below this video, is a link to my classic article, How to Get into the Ivy League Ethically. Is UMass Amherst an Ivy League institution? Heck no, it is not an Ivy League institution. So you may be wondering, Craig, why are you wanting to refer me to this classic article of yours? Well, because if you can read that article from start to finish, from top to bottom, and do everything in that article, you're going to get into UMass Amherst like it was in like Flint, as they used to say. It's going to prepare you not just for your 12th grade year, but that article actually lays it out for you what you need to be doing 9th grade and later throughout your entire high school experience, so that by the time you roll into 12th grade, you're going to have no question that you're going to be an amazing candidate for UMass Amherst. If you happen to be a 12th grade student watching this video, I would still read that article so that you can understand what you may need to catch up on if you haven't yet exercise some of the behaviors and skill sets demonstrated or discussed in that article, all of which, again, will help you really get into UMass Amherst, no questions asked, once it comes time to apply. That article is really going to lay an amazing foundation for you so that you can at least enter 12th grade rounding third base and heading home. The remainder of this video is going to tell you how you can slide into home plate, no questions asked, well ahead of any ball coming in from outfield to the catcher. All right. Tip number two, when you apply is important to UMass Amherst. UMass Amherst has an early action deadline. So because it's non-binding, the question is, why wouldn't you want to apply to UMass Amherst early action if you really want to get into UMass Amherst? It doesn't make any sense for you not to want to do so. So get your act together early in your 12th grade year and apply as soon as you can. Early action is the way to go. They're going to be much kinder to your application if you apply by the early action deadline, which in the year 2023 is the 5th of November, than they will be if you apply on or by January 15th, 2024, which is their regular deadline over at UMass Amherst. So please, please, for all that is holy, apply to UMass Amherst early action because that's where you're going to get the most bang for your application buck. Of course, the international application fee now to UMass Amherst is $85, and so is the domestic. That's a heck of a lot of money for a state school, but they're collecting that money, they're banking it over at UMass Amherst, so you might as well get your money's worth when you apply to UMass Amherst and get in. Do it by applying early action. You're going to give your application a much better shot of getting in because they will not have filled any of their class when you apply early action, whereas when you apply regular decision, a good chunk of their seats are already spoken for. Tip number three, let's talk about the UMass Amherst supplement to the Common Application. One of the things I love about it is the fact that UMass Amherst realizes that you are much better than anything you can fit into the activities page on the common portion of the Common Application. Therefore, UMass Amherst gives you the opportunity to upload a resume, an extracurricular resume about yourself on its supplement to the Common Application. UMass Amherst should be praised for giving students the opportunity to do just that because, of course, the activities page of the Common Application is very skeletal in nature. You only have so many characters with which to work to describe the depth and breadth of what you've achieved outside of the classroom throughout your high school years and the summers between each high school year. So having the opportunity to upload a full-fledged resume is like an amazing opportunity for you. Don't miss out on that opportunity. Just because it's optional doesn't mean it really should be optional for you. If you have more to say about even just one of the extracurricular activities that you're putting into the activities list of the Common Application, and you just can't fit it into the activities page of the Common Application, that would call for a situation where you should upload a resume where you can elaborate on that one or maybe 10 or maybe 15 activities that you've been participating in throughout your high school years in greater depth than you have space to do on the activities page of the Common Application. Now, in terms of how you want to format that extracurricular resume that you're going to be uploading to the supplement for UMass Amherst on the Common Application, I strongly recommend that you click the link below my video here to my classic course, How to Build an Extraordinary Extracurricular Resume. This course is less than an hour in length, and you can rent it, you can buy it. It's so cheap, it's only a few dollars. And if you can watch this video for, again, under an hour in length, you are going to know all you need to know in terms of how you should be formatting that extracurricular resume so as to be impressing the admissions officers at UMass Amherst. It's going to give you tips on both the contents and also the style formatting, as I mentioned, so that you'll be able to put your best foot forward and further positively differentiate your candidacy for admission as a result of how you develop that resume format and ultimately that resume that you upload to the UMass Amherst supplement to the Common App now that you watch this video and now that you realize it's basically a requirement of yours truly. And then my next and final tip has to do with the two short, very short essays on the supplement to the UMass Amherst Common Application. It is interesting because we have two this year. We had one in the past. But of course, with the advent of the affirmative action ruling at the Supreme Court of the United States, UMass Amherst had to add a new prompt to do their very best to basically still seek out information about individuals' backgrounds and in such a manner as to try to be lawful. We will see how they assess the answers students provide to prompt number 2. Before we get to prompt number 2, I want to talk about prompt number 1. Please tell us why you want to attend UMass Amherst. You have 100 words with which to work on that one. And how I would approach it is a one-sentence introduction / thesis where you list up to 2, maybe 3 specific details about what's drawing you to UMass Amherst, why you are motivated to apply. Just list them basically in a sentence, of course, not as a list, but you will say, I want to attend UMass Amherst because X, Y, and Z. That is your thesis statement / intro. Then your body paragraph is just a couple sentences where you are showing more specific detail about X, Y, and Z that you mentioned just in passing in the intro sentence. So in the body, you're actually going to get into the weeds of why the X, Y, and Z are so meaningful to you and how they resonate with you. And again, hopefully X, Y, and Z are very specific to UMass Amherst and not things you can find at a SUNY school or University of Connecticut or University of Rhode Island or University of Maine or Vermont or New Hampshire. You get my point, right? You don't want to just say something that could be used at any of those other schools because then you really haven't produced a UMass Amherst specific response to this question of please tell us why you want to attend UMass Amherst. So you're going to prove your thesis in the short little multiple sentence body. And then in the conclusion, you're going to say something new. If we're going to say something new, do not just repeat the thesis, do not repeat anything you've mentioned so far in the body. Say something new and intriguing and thoughtful so that the UMass application readers leave wanting just more of you because they realize that you're such a talented writer and you don't just restate your thesis like a 6th grader. Okay? And finally, prompt number 2 on the UMass Amherst supplement reads as follows. At UMass Amherst, no two students are alike. Our communities and groups often define us and shape our individual worlds. Community can refer to various aspects, including shared geography, religion, race / ethnicity, income, ideology, and more. Please choose one of your communities or groups and describe its significance. Explain how, as a product of this community or group, you would enrich our campus. And that last sentence is the key sentence. You have 100 words with which to respond, but I really want you to respond to the last sentence. Explain how, as a product of this community or group, you would enrich our campus. So in the intro, you introduce the community or group you've chosen to put your stake into. You basically plant your flag as I am a Nebraskan. I am a polo player from Jordan. I am, you get my point. I am from Australia and I like chocolate. Whatever the case may be, you name your community or group in the intro. Then that's a sentence. Then for a few sentences, which constitute the body of this short 100-word essay, you need to elaborate on how, as a product of chocolate lovers in Australia, or polo players in Jordan, or Nebraskans, as a part of that community, you would enrich the UMass Amherst campus. That's the key sentence. You need to show yourself behaving and engaging in activities that would prove to the UMass Amherst application readers that, in fact, by being a polo player from Jordan, or being a chocolate lover from Australia, or being a Nebraskan, you're going to be doing things on campus that are going to make you different. You're going to march to the beat of your own drummer, and you're going to enrich the lives of your roommate, your professors, your friends in the dining hall. You're maybe going to start a club. You're going to maybe join a pre-existing club and become leader of it. You're going to do a lot of research at the Chocolate Institute. Whatever the case may be, you get my point? You have to show behaviors. You have to show behaviors, 2 to 3 max behaviors specifically that you see yourself engaging in that will convince the application readers at UMass Amherst that you will be enriching their campus as a result of the identity that you have planted your flag as being a part of in that intro sentence. And then in the conclusion, you say something new. Again, something new. Do not just restate it. Maybe you say you'll try vanilla or something if you like chocolate, or maybe you say, I won't just be a polo player from Jordan. In the classroom, I'll actually put down my polo stick and I'll actually focus on business or whatever. You get my point. Like, say something new that at least makes you even more exciting and intriguing as the cherry on top, and just don't restate the thesis, as I mentioned earlier, like a middle school student might. You need to be able to communicate, hopefully at a higher level, to elbow your way in to University of Massachusetts Amherst. Only 100 words. Good luck. My name is Craig Meister. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel. Tell your family and friends about it, because even if you're getting through the college application process this year or at this next few week period, maybe this video or other videos in my back catalog will help future family members, siblings, friends, family friends through their college application and admissions processes as well. Go to my website, collegemeister.com, to learn more about me. And again, my name's Craig, and I wish you the very best of luck on your quest to get into University of Massachusetts Amherst.